it's Lisa. I'm back with another layout using the same sketch that has 3 photos. I did one of these earlier, and I'll create a link to it. I'm going to be doing 3 4x4 photos this time, so the photos are going to take up a little bit more room. I considered laying them just straight across the page since they are 4 inches wide. I think, though, I've got a sort of a fun topic to the page. I think I want to tilt them a little bit on their side. I'm going to push them up here out of the way for a moment, though, while we look at some of the product. This is product from Collectibles by My Mind's Eye and also Simple Stories. The 24/7 collection really went very well with this. And I've had this stuff for a while, but it really goes great with these photos. I've added to it, even with these brads here that I got from Peachy Cheap on sale. There are a lot of stickers in my box, and I'm going to use some of those with this layout. I also have some 6x6 papers. These stickers from KI coordinate as well. I've got the little small journaling cards from the 6x6 pad, so lots of fun stuff here to work with. Now let me tell you a little bit about these photos. This is from an outing my husband and I had one day. We went to a game room arcade place where they sell pinball machines and pool tables and stuff. A friend of his had set aside a box of parts that they no longer needed. And it would just be like somebody calling you up and saying, I have this box of scrapbooking stuff I don't want anymore. And you'd feel like you got the greatest gift in the world. And that box looks like junk to me, but it was just treasure to him. So it's a fun page with a fun topic. And a lot of the stickers are applicable here. These are also from Simple Stories. I have a couple of Simple Stories papers in here. I want to look at the papers to see what I want to use for the background. See which ones I have whole sheets left. I like that cork looking one, the one with the stripe there, and the one with the little gear kind of thing I think works really well with this. The green I didn't think worked so hot. The polka dot I like a lot. Some of them, like the red and that wood grain, I didn't have enough left. The polka dot is my favorite, and I'm going to use that for the background. I'm working again on my basic gray magnetic mat. And I think I'll use the stripe for that band down at the bottom. Stripes work really well for borders and bands. And these little gears, I have a couple of sheets of this paper because I liked it so much. I'm going to cut those up similar to what they've done with the brads. There are a couple of them already done with the brads, and I think I may add some more to it for my 3 embellishment groups. There's also a border sticker that's on this Simple Stories collection, and it's that cork, and I kind of like that. It looks a little more masculine to go with the masculine theme of the page. Now, being a paper saver, I trimmed off the bottom of my paper. I trimmed it 1.5 inches off the bottom, and I'm adding a 2-inch band. So I'm using that extra 1/2 inch for glue, and because I'm using the magnetic mat, it's very easy to line everything up and put those 2 pieces together. So I'd have a little bit of that polka dot, and I might use it for something else later on. Now this sticker border from Simple Stories gave me a little trouble because the little pieces just didn't want to come out of the middle very well. I'm going to cut a little bit of that out of the video. I start putting the thing down, started over at the edge, and of course, lo and behold, it was one of those stickers that wasn't really 12 inches, so I had to pick it up and move it, and I end up flipping it over altogether and having it run the other direction. But once I got that settled, the fact that it doesn't go all the way to the edge, I never noticed it again. Once I got it on there, that just didn't even come into my line of vision again. So it really isn't really a big deal. Now I've got to work out something up there at the top of the page. And I also want to see which ones of these little cards that I might want to use and what other papers I may want to use. There are some little cards that I can cut up. These little small versions of the journaling cards make great embellishments. There's a piece of cork paper from Simple Stories that matches that border, so I can use it. And I have some cards here that have some cork on them. So that will sort of bring that color around the layout. Now I'm going to go through and decide which ones are the brads that I'm using. I know I want to use this large blue one and probably put it at the bottom, so that's where the largest embellishment goes on the sketch. I have another couple of ones that have borders or little sort of gears around them already cut out, but I think I like the ones from the paper better. The colors match my layout a little bit better. There's a yellow one here, and I'm just doing a rough cut right now to see if I like it, and I'll go back and fussy cut that out. And I need one more decided on a green. Get the green one out here. It's kind of small, but that's fine because that embellishment up there at the top, it should be fairly small. And I need to trim out that cork there at the top. I've got some stickers here that go with these collections that I can use on the paper for part of the title. I glued a couple of the photos down, and I'm going to put the main photo on with pop dots to give it a little more emphasis, and of course it'll have some embellishments over the top of it too that'll call a little more attention to it. So even though there's 3 photos on the page, they don't have to be sort of weighted the same in terms of how you see them visually. You can matte one of the photos and make it stand out a little more, or the embellishments will help lead the eye to it as well. Now, I usually, when it's my husband's layout, I often ask him for a title. I purposely didn't this time because he comes up with these really long titles. Well, the funny thing is, I came up with a really long title. And my title is going to be One Person's Trash is Another's Treasure. So it's a long title, but it's a really appropriate title for the page. And I moved the title down to the bottom of the page instead of being above the photos like it is in the sketch. So I'm just flipping the title in the journaling. Found a few stickers that I liked, and when you look at the close-ups of the layout, you'll see which stickers I chose. Things like the good stuff and check this out were really appropriate for this. I'm not much of a sticker user. I just don't seem to either find that they work with my layouts or I don't think to use them. I don't know. But I was glad to get several of them worked in on this page. Now, I've cut that off a little bit at the top with the video, but there is going to be some cork up there at the top. And I've picked out one of these small journaling cards. I believe this is from the Simple Stories pad. This says hello, and I'm looking at using over here on the left side of the page above that main photo. I also have these little bingo cards. And there's one there that says hello also. And the reason I chose it is I like the cork color, and then there's a red one that says fabulous, and I'm going to put it down here at the bottom of the page. The numbers, those didn't really work for me, so I just set those aside. I need some more brads because I need some to go in the middle of each of those little pieces that I trimmed out from the pattern paper. And I ended up picking up one that already had a little piece of paper attached to it as well. Still would like to use some of these stickers from KI. About the only one that works is the one, there's Smile, I could have used that one. I think I end up using Today as the sticker that I want to use. So that's going to be down at the bottom of the page, and I'm looking at the bingo card up there in the upper left-hand corner instead of that hello. The hello was a little too much, so I kind of moved it off and decided not to use it. I still need something yellow up there. I'll have to get to that. For now, I'm putting the date on the layout on a, I think this is a jelly bean soup sticker. I always stamp my dates upside down. I guess I should mark this date stamp so I get it going the right direction, but I try to test it out. And then I'll stamp my date sticker. Try it a couple of places, and down on the lower part of the page down there in that band is where it ends up. I still need a little bit more stuff in my embellishment groups. I think I'd like to add a little more color, and the sticker sheet had these little tabs that are kind of, they look a little bit like pieces of tape, torn pieces of tape. I could use washi tape, but since I had these and they were in the right colors, they were a good way to bring the colors all the way through the layout. So I put some yellow at the bottom because I didn't have any yellow at the bottom, and I didn't have any black at the top. So I've got some stickers that I can use up at the top, or I've got one of them. I go back to the sticker sheet to look for anything else that might have a black background, and there's one here called that says Don't Forget, and it took us a while to get down there to pick up that box of parts, so I think it's an appropriate sticker. We'll get everything glued down. And I'll end up putting that other black piece of paper or sticker up at the top once I get all the pieces glued down. Using some Stampin' Up! Pop dots. Those are my favorite because I just like the thickness of them. They're not too thick. Really close to having everything on the layout. Just seeing if there are any more stickers that I want to use. I'd like to bring a little yellow up to the top of the page. And I found one more sticker. There was an arrow there I considered. But in the end I used a sticker, a word sticker to put up there at the top. Here's our completed page. And I want to compare it to the sketch and also to the other one that I did using this layout style. This is a really bold page. It's busy with a lot of stickers and a lot of color. I think that goes with the theme and the idea of where we were. We were in a store that sells game room, arcade kind of equipment, and it's a very nice store. I don't want to imply that it's overly cluttered or anything. It's just that the nature of selling this kind of thing is that you're going to have a lot of bright, colorful items, and so that's what we have here on this page. So what I did was I just took the photos and angled them a little bit. I flipped the title and the journaling, switched those around, and then I used circle embellishments in these three places, and otherwise kept it very similar to the sketch. So here are a few close-ups. Got a lot of stickers in. I'm not a big sticker user, so I was glad to get some of these used, and I really like how they came out. And then let's compare this to the other page that I did using this same sketch in another video, and I'll have a link to that. And I think I've got it, I'll turn my light out of the way here, so where you can see both pages at the same time. Completely different looks, I think, even though 3 photos, your title, journaling, 3 embellishment groups, the band at the bottom. It's the same sketch, but you got 2 totally different looks. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this, and then in some of the future videos I'll take the sketch and turn it outside and do some different things with it. So anyway, I hope you'll stay tuned for other videos. Check out this one if you haven't already. Please leave me a comment if you'd like, and any questions or comments, I appreciate those, and I love to get a thumbs up if you like the videos. That's much appreciated. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll come back next time.